I know you've told me before off air, like you've told me about. We're going to come to Chronic obviously as we go through, but you've told me about Bryan Adams and obviously first meeting him in the WWF when he was Crush. Um, Tell me a bit about Bryan, like those early meetings, because I know you've told me that he was a real joker.
Oh, yeah, he was. He was, and he would like tell a joke to be real serious about it, and you would realize whatever he's telling you, he's just joking around or something. I've always got along with Bryan in WWF, but we weren't really like close compared to as close as we would become later, which was a blessing. But yeah, he was a jokester. Just I don't ever remember him being in a bad mood. Well, I take that back. Maybe a couple of times in WCW. But for the most part, I don't really remember him. Just, he was just always fun to be around. He's that guy in the locker room that you were like, okay, this schedule's really bad. I'm tired. I didn't get to work out. I didn't get to eat, whatever the case. And then you go in the locker room and there's Bryan and he's just shooting away. And so you're like, oh, okay, here's some entertainment.
Why do you think we didn't really see that as fans? Because he wasn't ever cast in that way, was he?
No, he was not. I don't know. I think they missed the boat on that. They missed the boat on so many guys.
Mm.
And that's another one that, I think actually WCW tapped into it a little bit, but yeah, they could have done a lot of things. Maybe Bryan just preferred working as the heel mostly in WWF because I don't think that he liked the whole thing with I don't know what WrestleMania it was with him versus Doink. He did not like that at all, and I don't blame him. That whole finish, if you remember that.
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah,
Yeah. So he
the
was
two Doinks.
yeah, he was not a fan at all because we talk about that. He was he was not happy about it.
What was it? But he felt that it was silly. But it just
Silly, and also I think he had a lot of steam going into that, and the fact that they just used him for that angle, and probably could I understand it. I totally understand it because he probably invested. I know, sure he did. And I like anyone else, you invest so much in yourself and your character and A to Z from the look, the training, everything that goes with it, and then just to be sort of tossed aside. That's not always easy to deal with, but it's part of this business.
yeah. I mean, certainly as a babyface, he wasn't positioned as a big threat, even though he was this huge guy. Kona Crush.
Right.
He wasn't ever really booked. He kind of was a little bit at the start, but wasn't massively booked like someone who you should be looking at for a main event run. When you give him the size of him, you'd have thought he'd come in straight with a monster push, and you could have well imagined Kona Crush and Adam Bomb having a quite a that feels like a perfect kind of feud and rivalry for the time. Yeah.
And with Bryan's character, they could have easily had it. He could have had a IC run easily as Kona Crush.